What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE WrestleMania 36 review, which tends to give you results and recaps of what happened for WrestleMania 36 on night 1 from April 4th, 2020, and night 2 from April 5th, 2020. First of all, they were in Orlando, Florida, at the WWE Performance Center. And they were also in different locations too, where it pertains to the Boneyard and the Firefly Funhouse. And with the attendance, obviously, was 0 because the whole coronavirus situation. And the tagline was too big for just one night. But in this case, too stupid for just one night, because I still feel like this, Mr. McMahon, the chairman of the board, the CEO of the World Wrestling Entertainment, should have postponed WrestleMania. And that's just my take on it. Central Man Network, what is going on? How you doing? Welcome. So, the brand will feature the wrestlers from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT under the promotion of WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. Unfortunately, with WWE WrestleMania 36 with the theme of pirates, pirate theme, it was originally supposed to be at Tampa Bay, Florida. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it. The whole coronavirus situation ruined it. Plans changed, and this is what we dealt with. The first night, I'm gonna go through first with the host of WrestleMania, Rob Gronkowski, along with Mojo Rawley. Let me get this out of the way, just so we have to mention it again until we get to night 2. R2 showed up, who was the 24/7 champion. I can't even cares about that. Also, Rob Gronkowski takes down R2, goes for the cover. A referee comes out of nowhere. Why did that host WrestleMania? Which makes no sense. But then again, this is WWE. WWE never makes any sense. But Mojo Rawley pushes Rob Gronkowski away. He goes for the pin. Rob Gronkowski allows him to pin R2, and now Mojo Rawley's the new champion, 24/7 champion, and I can care less. And I'll come back to more of that when we get to night 2. Once we get to that. And after that, I don't ever want to mention that again because it doesn't mean shit. But yeah, your commentators, Michael Cole and JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield from SmackDown. Yeah, Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton from Raw. Yeah, just bench commentator, not that much, but yeah, your ring announcers, Greg Hamilton from SmackDown and Ike Rome from Raw. You have your interviewers, Troy Caruso from Raw and Caleb Braxton from SmackDown. Your pre-show panel only featured Corey Graves and Peter Rosenberg. Your pre-show co-sponsors were Renee Young, Booker T, and Mark Henry. And the pre-show will feature, first of all, Cesaro defeating Drew Gulak in 4 minutes and 25 seconds. In my opinion, the match should went longer than that, than 4 minutes. And on top of that, it should at least been on the card of WrestleMania. Based on what we saw on the card of WrestleMania, yeah, I wish that match was on the card instead of on the pre-show. In the match, though, Cesaro pulled out his move that he never really show on WWE television. And it's unfortunate that he finally decided to do it on a stage like this for WrestleMania due to there's no crowds there. And on top of that, during the pre-show, Cesaro puts out the UFO, which originally it looks like there is basically an airplane spin, but then all of a sudden he lets go as this guy's Drew Gulak's on top of his shoulders as he keeps spinning around and around and around until he gets to move. That's the UFO. Surprisingly, Michael Cole and I can't remember if it was Michael Cole, my commentary. Yeah, not that I recall, because it's a SmackDown match between Drew Gulak and Cesaro. Yeah, but surprisingly with Michael Cole, doesn't even know what that the name is named UFO. But it's whatever. Cesaro got the win, and that was basically the pre-show. Then we get to the main card, and let me just say this: we're to the opening of WrestleMania. First of all, we're to what they did from that one, the montage video package for the national anthems from past WrestleManias, like Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Willie Nelson. I believe they show also the Boyz II Men, and you also show Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. Excuse me, sorry. You also had Aloe Black, and can't remember much of it, but the point is it was a pretty good montage because since we couldn't have any celebrities going to WrestleMania to sing the national anthem, this was the best they did, and I thought they did a great job. Now for night 1 and 2, we're considering the opening video to enter WWE WrestleMania 36 with the whole pirate theme. I hated it. I hated half of the beginning of how they did because they tried to make it all about comedy, and I thought it came off so stupid and not funny. However, the other half of it was good because the other half of it had AC/DC's theme song. For those about to rock, we salute you. So I thought that was a great job they did with that one. So that's all I can say for now. All right. Now let's go to the actual card itself. The actual WrestleMania card from night 1. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeats the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, to become the WWE Tag Team Champions of the Women's Division in 15 minutes and 5 seconds. I thought it was decent. I thought it was a decent opener for night 1 for WrestleMania. I love the entrance of the Kabuki Warriors, especially Kairi Sane, where her doing the whole pirate thing because she is the pirate princess. So I enjoy that one. So yeah, the match is what it is, and so Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss are the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions from SmackDown, being the Tag Team Champions from Raw, and no much to say about it. Yeah, I just thought it was decent. They did a good job. What was not a good job was the next match. It featured Elias defeating King Corbin. This match lasted 9 minutes, and it was boring. I didn't care for it whatsoever. Basically, King Corbin was saying that Elias is not going to show up because of what he did to him. Basically, he tried to commit murder. King Corbin to Elias for SmackDown. They show a replay of it, and Central Man Network. I don't know if you're talking about the Tag Team Women's match. They thought it was an okay match. Hey, either way, yeah, I thought it was okay. Yeah, but at the King Corbin basically is trying to referee to start counting, or we wore him the winner of the match due to forfeit. So then all of a sudden you hear Elias guitar string playing. Elias comes out, King Corbin goes to attack him. Elias hits him with the guitar, and the match begins in the ring. And from there, the rest was all. I had no interest of it. That's basically what it was. King Corbin tries a cheat throw to win. Referee sees it. Elias goes for a roll up, pull the tights, and he basically cheated to win. And there you go. So yeah, the match was garbage. The match had no place on WrestleMania, especially when you had King Corbin, who beat Kurt Angle last year, and then we come to this year's WrestleMania, and King Corbin loses. Yeah, what a great push you're giving King Corbin for beating Kurt Angle last year. Not only beat Kurt Angle, but retiring Kurt Angle from WWE Wrestling. That match was a filler between Corbin and Elias. Was filler. Exactly, that's what it was. And which is why it should have been on the pre-show. Because let's be honest, no one really cared about this match. Then we get to Becky Lynch defeating Shayna Baszler to retain her WWE Raw Women's Championship. That's at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Becky Lynch's entrance will come out with a semi truck, with the custom made of the man and her and Becky Lynch's portrait on it and everything. Now I was gonna like the entrance and everything, but the fact is, the man has run his it's a stupid thing that they're doing with Becky Lynch since 2018, where she's called the man this, the man that, the man everything, the man all in anything. I'm sick and tired of the man stuff. And on top of that, she's a woman. I don't care what her reason was that she said from the WWE Chronicles. It's fucking stupid. And this was even more stupid where Becky Lynch defeats Shayna Baszler. I thought we were all supposed to be about building up new talents from NXT to come to the main roster, for them to be skyrocketed, to help the main roster, to help them carry their legacy moving forward. But instead, they bury Shayna Baszler here. Shayna Baszler should have won. What was the point of her coming to the main roster, destroying the women's in the Elimination Chamber to get a shot against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, just for her to come all the way to WrestleMania to lose? Now the match was good. I'm gonna say this: the match was good between Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch. It told a story, but the wrong woman won. And when I say the wrong woman won, I mean the woman, Becky Lynch, was the wrong woman to beat Shayna Baszler. Central Man Network, you said, what's the point pushing Shayna if they not going to put the title on her? The point was, Vince McMahon, who is not a fan of her, especially about her, that Vince McMahon lost interest of Shayna Baszler since that match against her and Kairi Sane. And I'm saying to myself, well, if that's the case, then why you have her win the Elimination Chamber then? Why you have her win in a dominant faction that way if you wasn't that into her? At the end of the day, this is Vince McMahon. It's all about what Vince McMahon wants. What Vince McMahon wants, Vince McMahon gets. And what he gets is that, he wants Becky Lynch to go over on Shayna Baszler, and for all Shayna Baszler fans that want Shayna Baszler to go over, Vince McMahon told all of us, fuck you. You're not getting what you want, deal with it. And that's the card he wants to play. Well, I'll get to more of my reasons why I'm gonna stop watching their shows now. Not that I was watching anyways. I've been stopped watching Raw. I've been stopped watching SmackDown. And then when we get to night 2, I'm gonna get to my reason where I'm gonna start watching NXT. Central Man Network says my theory is that the only woman going to beat Becky is Ronda. That's my theory, and that's what it comes down to too as well. This is the reason too. Becky Lynch's won is because they wait for Ronda Rousey. And now and before we get to that part, before we get to that, now we gotta worry about Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Huh? Shout out to Alex from Alex World, formerly known as the Lex Man. Next match. Sami Zayn with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura goes 1-on-1 and defeats Daniel Bryan, who is being accompanied by Drew Gulak for the WWE, Intercontinental Championship in 9 minutes and 20 seconds. For the first time, when it comes to the Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan match, this is the only match that I ever hated, a Sami Zayn match, and the same thing goes to Daniel Bryan, because the way this match was booked, Sami Zayn kept running away from Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan tried to go after Sami Zayn, but then Shinsuke Nakamura got in the way, and then Cesaro got in the way, and then all of a sudden, Drew Gulak takes both out. Basically takes out both Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro out for a good 7 minutes. They were out for that long. And then we get to the match. We finally get the match with Sami Zayn after he finally got caught by Daniel Bryan. And at that point, I was like, fuck this match. I lost interest. This was the first time I hated a Daniel Bryan match. Of all the Daniel Bryan matches that I enjoy watching, Some may have been decent. Some may have been solid. Some may have been great. Some may have been good. Some may have been one of the best matches I've ever seen with Dan Bryan. But this is the one that I hated. I hated it. And look at they weren't even trying. And then in the end, Cesaro, Shinsuke as recovering. They take out Drew Gulak. Dan Bryan, he gets taken out by Sami Zayn with his Hulu kick in midair, and Sami Zayn wins. I didn't care if Sami Zayn won. I didn't care if Dan Bryan won. All I care about is that at least the least you could have done is give me a great match between these two. When I first heard about these two have the match, I was excited. So we got two WrestleMania here. On night one for WrestleMania between Dan Bryan and Sami Zayn, it was a disappointment. Next we get to the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship. That's at 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Originally supposed to be The Miz and John Morrison defending it against the Usos of Jimmy and Jay, against the New Day of Kofi Kingston and Big E. Unfortunately, because The Miz stupidly decided to show up at WWE Performance Center during the tapings of this WrestleMania thing because of this whole coronavirus situation. This ended up being John Morrison representing for Miz and Morrison, Jimmy Uso representing for the Usos, and Kofi Kingston representing for the New Day. So it just became a regular triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And the commentators failed to even explain why this ended up being this type of way. They didn't even mention why Miz or Jay or Big E was not involved in this match. No mention of it at all. But anyways, the match, that's at 18 minutes and 30 seconds. And I thought the match was great. A good ladder match between Morrison, Kingston, and Jimmy. John Morrison was the better performer, next to Kofi Kingston, and the next to and obviously the third great performer was Jimmy Uso. But either way, three of them did a great job here. And then the finish of the match. The finish of the match was very, very creative, and I thought it was thought out very well and well done. Basically, they were holding on to the grass that was connected to that was connected with the tap belts, obviously, and also to the cord, from the ceiling. And basically you have Morrison grabbing the belts along with Jimmy and Kofi. Basically they're grabbing the I forgot what was it called, the oh, I'm sorry, not I must called it wrong. I really don't know what they do now. It's one of those things, those new ring things now they've been using since 2013 to put the belts on there and then hang it above the ring. But the point is, so they're fighting for the belts. All of a sudden they go for a double headbutt, Kofi and Jimmy. To Morrison, while Morrison falls off of the ladder with two belts, crash onto the bridge ladder. Basically, because he since he was the one with just the belts, by falling off the ladder, he officially won, representing for the Miz and himself. John Morrison won, and still the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And I thought it was a great match. Props to John Morrison. Despite how I been trashing John Morrison back in the days of Impact Wrestling, where I kept calling him trying to be trash. And then when he came back to WWE, and then he got eliminated as a Rumble by Brock Lesnar, where Brock Lesnar doing like he's a piece of trash in 9 seconds, where I decided to deny him as trash Morrison. Now I don't remember if I denied him during that review, but I heard he came back to WWE, which it was no brainer. Obviously, we all knew he's gonna be there anyways. I was going to deny him as trash Morrison anyways to begin with, but during this night he was not trash Morrison. He's not trying to be trash. He was actually, John Morrison, the guru of greatness. Central Man Network match of the night of Part 1 of WrestleMania 36, in my opinion. Yeah, no wrong with that. It was obviously one of the better matches on that one. Then we get to Kevin Owens versus the Messiah, Seth Rollins, and a match that lasted 17 minutes and 20 seconds. I think for a good 10 minutes, it was like a regular match, and then for the rest of the 7 minutes, it was another disqualification match. But then again, it could have been maybe 7 minutes of a match, and then 10 minutes of another Q match. And I'll get to why. But before I do, Seth Rollins was dressed in all white. We haven't seen him dressed in all white since SummerSlam of 2015 against John Cena, and we all know this man hated Seth Rollins, wearing white because he's supposed to be a heel. Heels do not wear white, And Seth Rollins, because he is a heel, he decided to wear all white again. But when it calls for him wearing all white, it makes sense because he's supposed to be the Monday Night Messiah. Basically the Messiah of professional wrestling right now, right? Basically in WWE. Imagine this, by the way. They're gonna call Seth Rollins the Messiah of sports entertainment. I'm just saying. They will say something like that. I guarantee you, because they hate the word wrestling. But anyways, but yeah, Seth Rollins. I thought he looked good in white, and everything. So yeah. So then we get to the match. I thought the match was good for what they were doing. I thought it was pretty good the way they gelled together, because they wrestled before during the days of Ring of Honor when Seth Rollins was Tyler Black, excuse me, and then you had Kevin Owens, who was Kevin Steen. So in the in the normal match, Seth Rollins grabbed the ring bell, hits Kevin Owens with it, costing himself the match. So he loses. He goes to walk away. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens gets on a microphone and says to Seth Rollins, "Yeah, you're supposed to be the Messiah. I think you're supposed to be a god, not a bitch, on that, right? So let's restart the match. Let's make it no DQ." And Seth Rollins like, "All right, let's do it." And the match continues on, and Kevin Owens was getting the better of it. Well, first Seth Rollins was getting the better of it because obviously because Kevin Owens was rocked by the ring bell, and then all of a sudden Kevin Owens gets payback on Seth Rollins with the ring bell, and then puts him on the broadcast table, goes on top of the WrestleMania sign, and jumps off the WrestleMania sign, shades of Shane McMahon, and paying homage to Shane McMahon with the leaping faith elbow, the leap of faith elbow, and crashes onto Seth Rollins, brings Seth Rollins back into the ring, and basically they're selling. Taking a little while to get back in the ring, because in the match you have to end the match in the ring, because there's no disqualifications. It's a false count anywhere match. So Kevin Owens goes for the stunner and gets the 3 count and the win. So your winner is Kevin Owens. And I thought the match was great too. And that was basically on the best highlights of Kevin Owens right now. Jumped off of the WrestleMania sign onto Seth Rollins. Then we get to the WWE Universal Championship. The WWE Universal Champion Goldberg versus the big dog Roman Reigns. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that's right. He was never there. In fact, he was there during the tapings or before the tapings, but then all of a sudden he left. He told WWE, "I'm out," and they had no one to blame but The Miz, because The Miz came in there sick, knowing that he was sick, but he came anyways, and just upset the Usos, just upset Roman Reigns. This obviously just upset Vince McMahon, because it's supposed to be the match that was supposed to be built up to Goldberg versus Reigns, spear versus spear for the Universal Championship. So, who ends up being the replacement for Roman Reigns? Bill Goldberg. I'm not calling him by Bill, but Goldberg went up against Braun Strowman. And I'm saying to myself, he hasn't even been on TV since he lost the Intercontinental Championship title at Elimination Chamber. And on top of that, based on what he did on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to say, by shitting on the pro wrestling industry, where it tends to crap on the indies because they're trying to make money, and the way to to support in a way, because of the whole coronavirus situation. He thought it was a great idea or a clever idea to to go after those type of people that are trying to do whatever they can, to get through this whole coronavirus situation. And he has to be the asshole. He has to be the tone deaf prick, son of a bitch, to do what he did. And then WWE decided to reward him by having him go up against Goldberg for the Universal title. And not only that, but Braun Strowman beats Goldberg. And the match didn't last that long. All it was a spear, running power slam, and then Braun Strowman gets the win. And so finally, hold on, let me be on camera for this one. Finally, Braun Strowman wins the Universal Championship after he's failed to win the title so many times before coming to face Goldberg. He finally wins the belt. Man, if he beat Goldberg on for this long, for this short period of time, he would have been Universal Champion against Brock Lesnar. He would have been Universal Champion with Brock Lesnar and Kane. He would have been Universal Champion with Brock Lesnar when Roman Reigns being being pulled out because of the leukemia thing. He would have been Universal Champion before that too as well against Roman Reigns in the Hell in a Cell match. You would think that Braun Strowman would have won in that a matter of time, but because it's Goldberg, who's old, that's it was an easy win for Braun Strowman. Central Man, you said he no monster. He no monster. Just the way you put it. It sounds funny. He no monster. Braun Strowman, no monster. Anyways, and yeah, you're right, Central Man. They dropped the ball with Braun Strowman, but guess what? At this point, I don't care, because the moment they did what they did with Braun Strowman, building him up to be the monster among men for all these years, and then doing him some goofy stuff on the WWE's YouTube channel, and then on TV too as well. Rotates to him being basically having Braun Strowman just like a giant elf, and then having him sit with Nicholas to win the tag team belts against the Bar, which that's to this day pisses me off, and then having him dancing with New Day. Wow, what a monster he is. And then on top, and the cherry on top of the cake, the way he was acting by saying all the bullshit he said to the indies, and you could look at it either way. He basically crapped on professional wrestling overall in general. It's not like Evil Uno was just talking about pro wrestling. He was also talking about just the music business and other type of business as well. So no, for all the times I want to see Braun Strowman to become champion, this was the one time I didn't want him to be champion, and this is the one time I want to see Goldberg to retain the title. And they decided to have Goldberg, basically put over Braun Strowman. Originally, this was supposed to be for Roman Reigns. I would rather see Sheamus. Hell, give it to Shinsuke Nakamura. It's not like I watch. It's not I'm gonna be watching anyways because I don't watch anymore. But I don't care. I know some of y'all gonna say, for Braun Strowman apologize. He apologized. I don't give a fuck if he apologized. He should never said that in the fucking first place. Braun Strowman decided to be an asshole on that night. Central Man, 6'8" goofball. That's exactly what he is. So yeah, and I'm gonna get to a little bit more of this when we get to the Firefly Funhouse match on night 2, why this was even more stupid, why Braun Strowman beat Goldberg. They just want me bang my head against the wall because of that. I have no interest. I had no interest of Braun Strowman being Universal Champion. And on top of that, the belt is still ugly. Doesn't matter if you had the red period championship belt strap. Doesn't matter if you have the blue berry championship strap on it or the Universal title. Doesn't fucking matter. It's still the ugliest championship belt I've ever seen that WWE's ever done, next to the 24/7 belt. At this point, the Universal Championship belt is a curse. Finn Balor hold for 24/7. I mean, Finn Balor held on to that belt for 24/7. I mean, the 24/7 championship belt is in my mind. Finn Balor, first ever Universal Champion, only held for 24 hours because he got hurt. Kevin Owens, his reign, all it was is Jericho helping him, Triple H helping him, Stephanie McMahon helping him. He had help. Even Braun Strowman helped him to retain the title. His reign was a joke. Goldberg, he has one title defense every WrestleMania. One against Brock Lesnar, which was the match that I always pull over. And that should have been the main event. Don't care what anyone say. In my opinion, that should have been the main event instead of Undertaker and Roman Reigns, based on how that match was for WrestleMania 33. And then with Goldberg, coming to WrestleMania again as Universal Champion after being the Fiend Bray Wyatt at Saudi Arabia, at Super Showdown. He another one title defense at WrestleMania, and he loses to Braun Strowman. Originally supposed to be for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns should have been getting it. Despite me not feeling Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, I'd rather see that than Strowman and Goldberg, because at least that was the build up to WrestleMania. Back to the whole curse thing of the Universal belt. Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion, he's been away for he doesn't show up that much anyways, which it suffer. The show does suffer because Brock Lesnar's not there. But at the same time, I don't care. It's whatever. It's Brock Lesnar. It's a schedule, and don't blame Brock Lesnar. Blame WWE. They don't who made the contract, and Brock Lesnar agreed to the contract just to sign it. He agreed to it. So you can't blame Brock Lesnar for signing that contract. You can't blame WWE for giving. You can't blame Brock Lesnar, meant to say, for getting all that money from WWE. For Brock Lesnar to do all this. And then with Roman Reigns, by the way, Roman Reigns being Universal Champion, only for him to drop it after the whole leukemia thing. Just to go back to Brock Lesnar, and then with Seth Rollins being, oh my god, the worst Universal Champion, as a babyface, for his first and second run. Bray Wyatt becoming the Universal Champion because WWE felt like they had to do it anyways. After they what they did at Hell in a Cell, still fucking stupid the way they did it. And then we get to Goldberg beating the Fiend Bray Wyatt to become the Universal Champion. And here we are. Braun Strowman is the Universal Champion. That belt is a fucking curse. That belt needs to retire. Gino, what's going on? Should have just bring back the World Heavyweight Championship title, or just have the WWE title have both on both brands. I agree. I definitely agree. But yeah, I'll get to more of this when we get to the Firefly Funhouse, or why this made stupid decision to put the belt on Braun Strowman. Then we get to the main event to end the show of night one, the Boneyard match between The Undertaker versus AJ Styles with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson of the OC. 19 minutes, and this was a cinema picture filming, edited in a way, like we see from The Walking Dead, and basically in movies too. I thought it was a great job. I thought they did a great job with the productions. Great job. So here's how this whole thing went down. We saw a hearse coming out. I mean, we saw a hearse going into the graveyard. and I'm waiting to see a bone somewhere in the graveyard. But for some reason, WWE doesn't want to call it a graveyard or even a buried alive match because let's face it, it was the way that was done, it was a buried alive match. But at the same time, they call it a boneyard match. Where are the bones? I don't see any bones. Just saying. But yeah, we see her showing up into the boneyard. All of a sudden, the casket opened up, and we thought it could be the Undertaker, but it was actually AJ Styles. And all of a sudden, Undertaker shows up with his motorcycle, and he comes out with the music of Metallica, a theme song of Metallica. Now That We're Dead. That was a song that Undertaker came out. Now That We're Dead by Metallica. And he was basically in his big evil gear, but looks little goth in a way because he's still a dead man, but at the same time also being the American badass with his bandana. So I guess the match began from there. Central Man, this match is the Boneyard Buried Alive Final Deletion match. Clever. And yes, WWE should be thanking Matt Hardy for this type of influence. So you tell me, after Matt Hardy leaves WWE, now WWE decided to do these type of matches. Or for all the times you had Matt Hardy there, the only thing you did was the Final Deletion. Or in this case, it was called the Ultimate Deletion on Raw. And they could have done this at WrestleMania, by the way, during that time. Okay, with Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. But of all the time they had Matt Hardy there, they never did that ever again with Matt Hardy. But with him going away to AEW, now all of a sudden they feel like they wanted to do more of this. But without Matt Hardy. Especially with the Firefly Funhouse, which I'll get to that. Central Man, you said that was that song was cool. Yeah, it was. I agree. Metallica is one of the best. So this match began with The Undertaker beating the living piss out of AJ Styles. AJ Styles got a little bit of offense, but this was all Undertaker. Undertaker was kicking his ass. And I said, so is this going to be a squash? And all of a sudden, we get Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows coming out. They help a little bit, but they also got their ass kicked too by Undertaker. And the only time AJ Styles got an offense on Undertaker is when he gave him a low blow. And all of a sudden, Undertaker it's been surrounded by the Druids. That was led by Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And the Druids got their asses kicked too. They never even touched the Undertaker. And then Anderson and Gallows gets grabbed by Undertaker by the throat. It wasn't AJ Styles comes out of nowhere. I guess it was like aluminum foil. No, not aluminum foil. What was it called again? But basically, he hit him with a prop tombstone. And that was enough to take out Undertaker, put him into the grave to try to bury him. So he's going to bury AJ Styles. He's going to bury the Undertaker. Also, the Undertaker, he appears behind AJ Styles because he misses mystical powers. And again he beats up AJ Styles, and then they go on top of the roof. Anderson and Gallows follows along. AJ Styles is cowering away. Gallows gets thrown off by Undertaker off the roof, and then Anderson gets tombstone on top of the roof. AJ Styles tries to go after Undertaker, but Undertaker gets him, chucks him off of the roof, chucks him and do a wooden board, something like that. Undertaker goes down there, and then Undertaker starts talking all this smack to AJ Styles, saying, "Say my wife's name." How am I and everything? Basically, AJ Styles couldn't respond. And Undertaker also, he's like, please don't bury me. Don't bury me. Please don't bury me. Yeah, I feel you, AJ Styles. But at this point, Undertaker takes to the grave hole. Also, he basically AJ Styles again, don't bury me. Please please don't bury me. And then Undertaker's like, I'll give you I'll give you credit, man. You fought well and everything. And all of a sudden, Undertaker big boots him, Styles falls into the grave. Undertaker goes to bury him with the that truck, thanks to Granville Church and everything. Bury AJ Styles. And as he's burying AJ Styles, we see a hand sticking out. Obviously, AJ Styles' glove sticking out, but obviously his hand. And it looks one of the most fakest thing I ever seen in my entire life. But I was dying laughing when I saw that though. That was funny because it looked so fake. Central Man, the OC right now is the Jobbers Club. Gallows and Anderson needs to leave WWE and go back to New Japan or at least AEW. I agree, but except for one thing, they signed the contract since 2019, 5-year deal, and it ain't going nowhere. So get used to seeing the Jobbers Club. But personally, I don't watch anymore anyway, so who cares? They can do whatever they want to do. I don't care. But yeah, in the end, the Undertaker got the win. He buried. Make put myself on camera here. Buried AJ Styles for the win. Undertaker gets on his motorcycle as Metallica's playing. Now that we're dead, he goes to raise his arm up like he always does. All of a sudden, we see fires going off, and the symbol of Undertaker lined up as Undertaker goes away on his motorcycle, and there you go. As far as the match was, let's face it, it wasn't a match. It was a segment. It was basically it was like watching a movie, a TV show. And I thought it was well done. I thought it was great. But I'm not gonna be one of those people that's gonna be on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or to do something on Fire Fire Pro Wrestling to do the great the Boneyard match between AJ Styles and Undertaker by overrating it. I'm not gonna be that person to overrate it. I thought it was good, and I'm gonna move on from there. And I'm not gonna talk about it afterwards. I'm just gonna say as it is, it was good. But did it save WrestleMania? Hell no. I'm not gonna say, be one of those people that say that, oh, that saved WrestleMania. Now, my overall rating for this show for night 1 of WrestleMania 36 from April 4th, 2020, I give it an 8 out of 10. It was better than I thought it was. Despite the build-up and everything, it was better than I thought it was. I'm gonna leave that as that. Before I move on to night 2 of WrestleMania 36, I just want to recap my highlights of WrestleMania night 1. So for the night was Braun Strowman winning the Universal title. Shock of the night was Becky Lynch pinning Shayna Baszler. Promo of the night was Paul Heyman when he cut that promo from backstage. We're just try Caruso, try to talk to us on the W Network or whatever. Watch on WrestleMania. Favorite promo of the night was Royal Women's Championship. Moment of the night was John Morrison retaining and getting his WrestleMania moment. Entrance of the night was Kabuki Warriors, mainly Kairi Sane. Move of the night, the diving elbow by Kevin Owens off the WrestleMania sign. The KO stunner by Kevin Owens. John Morrison Oh, I'm sorry. Moving the night, was the diamond elbow by Kevin Owens, leap of faith elbow. With the Ultimate WrestleMania sign. Finish of the night is the KO Stunner by Kevin Owens. Performance of the night, John Morrison. Show steal of the night, Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. Brutal match of the night, in a good way. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship ladder match. Creative match of the night, obviously, the Boneyard. And match of the night, the Raw Women's Championship. There you go. Central Man, you gave it a 7 out of 10. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that either. Excuse me. All right. Now we get to night 2 of WrestleMania 36. Obviously from April 5th, 2020. Your host, obviously, Rob Gronkowski. And to get this out of the way, Rob Gronkowski, he was hosting WrestleMania, and also we see Mojo Rawley and a few other of the catering clubs because they're trying to go to the Universal Championship. I mean, the 24/7 Championship, excuse me. And I'm looking at these people and I say to myself, I don't know who they are, but I don't care. I was skipping it. And then also I saw something about Rob Gronkowski winning the belt. So you're telling me that Rob Gronkowski left the NFL and all he's concerned about is to become the 24/7 champion. One of the worst belts in the history of professional wrestling. Gino, you said a 6 out of 10 for night 1. Okay, cool. But back to Rob Gronkowski. You're telling me Rob Gronkowski left the NFL after winning Super Bowl championships by cheating? New England Patriots. Just want to go to WWE to be a wrestler, and his only concern to be a champion is to go after that 24/7 championship belt. Thank God I stopped watching. And then after he left of his duties of being the host of WrestleMania, which by the way, Rob Gronkowski was the worst WrestleMania host I've ever seen in my entire life. And then he had Taz O'Neill, who ended up taking his spot. And he didn't as a host either. He decided to leave catering in his nice suit. And he ends up being the host of WrestleMania. He was no better either. Michael Cole and John Bradshaw Layfield, SmackDown commentators. Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton, Raw commentators, also commentated the NXT Women's Championship title match. Yeah, Spanish commentator as well. Yeah, your ring announcers, Greg Clemson for SmackDown, Mike Rowe from Raw, and also ring announcing for the NXT Women's Championship title match. The interviewers, Trent Caruso from Raw, Kelly Braxton from SmackDown, Corey Graves and Peter Rosenberg from the pre-show as pre-show panels, and the pre-show correspondents were Renee Young, Booker T, and with Christian. We're getting Christian beyond this night. It was all about Edge and Randy Orton, which we'll get to later. But the pre-show will feature a women's match between Liv Morgan defeating Natalya in 6 minutes and 25 seconds, which I thought it was a good match. Natalya put over Liv Morgan in the match. I give a props for that. So basically they're really highly high on Liv Morgan, and which is rightfully so. So props to that. The opening show of WrestleMania 36 for night 2 was the WWE NXT Women's Championship. That's 20 minutes and 30 seconds. The winner of the 2020 Royal Rumble for the women's, Charlotte Flair, versus the NXT Women's Champion, that WWE kept saying she's the future of the women's division, the future this, the future that. She's the future of the women's division this. She's the future of the women's division that. The future, the future. Get it? The future this, the future that. Future, 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 future. Before I get started with this, Gino, to me, the worst belt in the Divas title, yeah, that was Jeff Hardy's custom, TNA title, yeah, and then the 24/7 belt, yeah, but yeah, actually, yeah, you're right, Gino. I put Jeff Hardy's belt number one, then the Divas belt and the 24/7 belt. All right, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Ready for say this? Rhea Ripley's outfit was banging, was banging. She was sexy. I loved it. Some say it, I think someone said that she was basically doing some kind of Super Saiyan type of look. No way, I don't know if it is or not. Maybe it's some Dragon Ball Super. I don't know. Anyways, the match itself was good until the conclusion of the match. Rhea Ripley was put in the figure 8 by Charlotte Flair. First, it was a figure 4. And during the entire match, Rhea Ripley's knee was being worked on by Charlotte Flair. And Rhea Ripley, is trying to fight and everything, trying to fight back and all that, trying to fight through the pain. And she's selling pretty good, by the way. And then we get to the part where Charlotte's got her in the figure 4. Rhea Ripley's trying to fight out of it, but she ends up Charlotte Flair ends again in the hole. And then she tried, she tried to escape it and everything. And then Charlotte Flair ends up basically, I think in the way Rhea Ripley tried to get to the ropes, I guess. And then Charlotte Flair, I think she pulled away from it, whatever. I'm trying to remember if it was done that, if it was done that way. But then all of a sudden, Charlotte Flair started bridging into the figure 8, and I see myself, they better not do this. They better not have her lose. They better not have her lose here. So Rhea Ripley's trying to fight out of it. She's trying her hardest to get out of the figure 8. I thought she was going to be one of the first to do it. I thought to myself for WrestleMania 34 with Asuka versus Charlotte Flair, and then we so happened with Asuka tapping out to Charlotte Flair. And as soon as I saw that happen with Rhea Ripley, when she tapped out, I lost my mind. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you fucking kidding me? So all this stuff they kept saying that Rhea Ripley is gonna be the future of the women's division moving forward for the WWE whenever she gets on the main roster, because she's still on NXT. You mean to tell me that all this bullshit you kept saying as Survivor Series that she's gonna be the future? She's the future this. She's the future that. It was all bullshit. Because at the end of the day, we gotta please the spoiled brat, the entitled brat, Charlotte Flair. And now she's a 12-time women's champion in WWE. And that includes the Divas Championship. And yes, they're gonna say, "Oh no, she's 11-time." Clearly not, you're not counting her reigns. You're not counting her reigns correctly. They're basically acting like that she never won the NXT Women's Championship. Throughout this entire bill of Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, in their minds, on the main roster, Charlotte Flair has never won the NXT Women's Championship. Bullshit. They will not forget the tournament that the Charlotte Flair had in 2014. When she beat Natalya in the finals, with Bret Hart in the corner of Natalya and Ric Flair in the corner of Charlotte Flair. Gino, for what I heard, is Rhea Ripley couldn't renew her V. I don't know what you mean. You mean her visa? Because she's not American. She's British. I don't know what that got to do with it, because during this time with WWE, with Florida being locked down because of the whole coronavirus situation. But still, yeah, okay, yeah, you said her visa. I don't want to hear that bullshit though. I don't want to fucking hear any excuses why they decided to have Rhea Ripley lose the title. Because all I'm hearing from other people, or what they reason this is because they want Charlotte Flair to boost up the ratings for NXT. What ratings for NXT? Why? Because they want because that's their answer to compete against AEW Dynamite. Triple H wanted Rhea Ripley to win, but because this is Vince McMahon's show. This is his company. Fuck Rhea Ripley. We're putting Charlotte Flair over because she's the greatest wrestler in women's wrestling of all time. Central Man. No, she's Australian. Yeah, I stand correct. That my apologies, Central Man. Thank you for that. Yeah, she actually is Australian. My apologies. Yes, not remember. Now that remember. Yeah, she's Australian. My apologies. But either way, I don't give a fuck about the whole visa bullshit. And I'm not saying you out, Gino. I understand you're bringing that up, but at the same time, I don't want to hear that bullshit from anyone. There is no excuse of building up Rhea Ripley of being the future of the women's division for someone who has never tapped out in the WWE to any women's in first time in WWE, just for her to finally tap out to Charlotte Flair. It's the same way how I feel about Asuka. Charlotte Flair does nothing to boost up the ratings. Is she a great wrestler? Yes. But her character, her persona, trying to be like Ric Flair, is terrible. It's cringy. It's not working. What they did here is that they show their hands that NXT ain't shit. The main roster is better than NXT. That's what they told you. Apparently, they don't care about the future. They care about relying on the past. And they wonder why people stop watching. They wonder why people are quitting the WWE. Overall. Well, guess what? If that was their goal, well, guess what? They finally got what they wanted. That's the card they want to play. Well, I'm going to play that card too. This coming Wednesday, obviously it's great tomorrow. It's NXT. Where it takes Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. And then on top of that, we're going to have the women's ladder match with Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai, Chelsea Green, and Mia Yim. You're telling me one of those women are going to face Charlotte Flair, and I'm supposed to be excited for that? Charlotte Flair has buried Bianca Belair. I forgot about that, by the way. The way that match was being structured. I haven't forgotten about how Charlotte Flair buried Bianca Belair. And now she added Rhea Ripley into that name. Gino, they could have had Bianca Belair in the match to win the title, but they probably didn't want a women's Royal Rumble winner to have back-to-back triple threat matches. I don't know. At this point, Bianca Belair, she's done too, by the way. I'll get to why once I get to what happened later on. But now I'm supposed to look forward to see Charlotte Flair to bury next upcoming NXT women's wrestlers on NXT. And you got these fans, you got some of these fans, including Deluxe Man, Alex, defending this shit. You got someone like Alex saying, he's looking forward to see Charlotte Flair versus Io Shirai, or Tegan Knox, or Dakota Kai, or whoever. While looking at the picture, while looking behind that picture of it, that Charlotte Flair is going to be there to bury them. She's going to beat every last one of them to a point where fans are going to stop watching NXT. They're going to stop watching NXT and they're going to go over to AEW. This week, consider my last time watching NXT. And on here, consider on the final NXT review that I'm ever going to give you guys. Because what WWE just did there, by having Charlotte Flair go over on Rhea Ripley, they basically just told you the future doesn't matter. NXT don't matter. Because it's not about what we want. It's about what Vince wants. It's about an audience of one. But hey, that's what WWE wants. That's what they're gonna get. They lost me. They already lost me before. We're just watching Raw and SmackDown ever again. Now I'm adding NXT onto that list. I don't want to do it, but at this point I don't care. They can have Charlotte Flair even lose the belt in a matter of months. Doesn't matter. Charlotte Flair did not need this. Charlotte Flair is already made. She had her moment. You couldn't give this to Rhea Ripley, who's up and coming, who's there for your company to help your company grow, to carry on the legacy. But oh no, we got to do this because Charlotte Flair, she got to tie Ric Flair's record 16 times. Central Man. What about NXT UK? I don't know. Do you mind put you Central Man? I don't know. Because guess what? And I'm glad you brought that up too, because Rhea Ripley, she came from NXT UK. She was the first NXT UK Women's Champion. And then she went to NXT to become the NXT Women's Champion. And then we see her at WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley losing the belt against Charlotte Flair. What's the point? What's the fucking point? NXT and NXT UK, no matter what happens on those shows, what pertains to how great these performers are, sooner or later they'll be going to main roster, and they'll be just like the rest. There's no hope. There is no hope for this company. And again, they wonder why people like me are fucking done with this company. A company that I grew up watching back in the 90s. And then when it comes to the internet, to watch past wrestlings, not just WWF, but other federations, with those wrestlers that came to that company to mean something, or for Vince McMahon to make them make a few of them look like jokes, and then killing the territories. You know what Matt Hardy said back in 2005 about the WWE? Oh yeah, the WWE can kiss my ass. Next match. Aleister Black defeats Bobby Lashley with Lana at ringside in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. The match wasn't that great. It wasn't that good. There wasn't nothing special about the match, which was a letdown because based on Bobby Lashley and Aleister Black other fighting backgrounds, I thought it would be more better, but it wasn't, unfortunately. And make matters even worse, Lana, her acting was so cringy, and the whole thing with her getting involved is what I didn't care for the match either. In the end, because Lana told Lashley to go for the spear, and Lashley listened to her like an idiot, he ends up getting a black mask for his trouble. And then Lashley ends up arguing with Lana. And I say to myself, I don't care because I don't watch anymore anyway. So what's the point? What's the point? What's the point of me complaining about that one too? I'm not gonna watch anymore anyway. So I don't care about the storyline. So Lashley is already buried. Yeah. Well, that's his fault. Otis, he defeats Dolph Ziggler, who has Sonya Deville at ringside, in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Excuse me. Basically, it was a love story that was going on between Otis and Mandy Rose. Originally, it was supposed to be Mandy Rose in the corner of Dolph Ziggler, but because what they did on SmackDown, on the Golden Show edition, where a hooded man, which obviously is Mustafa Ali, he revealed the truth, and Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler were behind the whole thing of sabotaging Otis and Mandy Rose's date on Valentine's Day. Some people say it's the best story that's going on right now because it's getting Otis over. Even before Otis doing this whole storyline with Mandy Rose, I thought he was already over. Based on what they did with him with Otis and Mandy Rose, he got even more over than ever. And it's unfortunate that he couldn't get more over in this one because there's no crowds there. But at the same time, finally get Dolph Ziggler to have his one match at WrestleMania, and unfortunately, it's from no crowds. Gino, there is a penalty of wrestling to watch. I mean, there is plenty of wrestling to watch other than WWE. There is Impact, AEW, NWA, WOW, which is Women's of Wrestling, Ring of Honor, Shimmer, and Shine. Also, Stardom, New Japan, All Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah. There are other alternatives that will give you a good product. WWE is not a good product. Anyways, match itself, it wasn't a nothing match. I wasn't into it that much anyways. I was only into to see what Mandy Rose was going to do. So sure enough, Sonya Deville gets Otis distracted. Referee goes to tell Sonya Deville to get down. Also goes for a low blow to Otis. All of a sudden, Mandy Rose comes out. Mandy Rose goes after Sonya Deville, beats her up. All of a sudden, referee is attending to Sonya Deville. So also Mandy Rose goes to Dolph Ziggler and gives him a low blow, and then Otis gets the win, and he gets the girl, and they live happily ever after. The end. No, I'm just kidding. We're not done yet. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's no Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. Not even compared to that. It's not even comparable. But Otis and Mandy Rose, a love story came true. So there you go. Then we get to the last man standing match. Edge defeats Randy Orton in, my God, 36 minutes and 35 seconds. Holy crap. Central Man, Future Shock Wrestling. Oh yeah, that's good wrestling too. Also, Evolve. There you go. Also, MLW, Major League Wrestling. But anyways, Edge versus Randy Orton. My God, this went too long. Way too long. But at least there was storytelling. It was drama in there. There was, basically storytelling. It was dramatic. It was a brawl. They fought all over basically they give us a tour of the performance center, even though we already seen a tour of that with Gargano and Ciampa, and also we're seeing what was going on in NXT as well. Gino, Mandy Rose is Randy Rose, in my opinion, is the hottest woman in WWE today. I agree. Central Man, it was overkilling match between Edge and Randy Orton. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna get to why too. So Edge comes out first, and I feel sorry for Edge because after returning to the WWE for 9 years, being away from forever for WWE to tell Edge that he can never do this ever again. He finally comes back at the Royal Rumble. He has a emotional reaction, emotional return to finally get back into the ring to do what he loved to do. As an Edge fan, since the days of the Attitude Era, I couldn't be more happy to see Edge back in the wrestling ring. And it was all about crowd reaction for that time. But unfortunately, we're just WrestleMania, where there's no crowds there. It suffered. The match suffered. Gino, Edge and Randy Orton match was long, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it too, though, because at the end of the day, it was a story behind there, storytelling in a way. It was all very dramatic. I thought the acting was good. With just both guys, especially with Edge. I'll get to that part later too. The one thing I didn't like about it though was the commentators, Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton. Why, for whatever reason, they decided to sound like Josh Matthews? Pertains to Josh Matthews' excitement of commentary. But Josh Matthews on Impact Wrestling doesn't even try to excite us. But when something stupid happens, he'll get upset for that one. But the point is, Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips did not help at all with commentary. They were terrible. They were calling this match like they were calling a golf game. Hell, if Mauro Ranallo was on commentary for this one, it would have been it would made me feel more excited to watch this match than hearing nothing but dead light or dead life, I meant to say, from Phillips and Saxton. But if New Day came out there, they'll go excited. They'll go crazy for that one. Because it's a new day. Yes, it is. Power positivity, bootios, and all that bullshit. But anyways, Edge comes out. He's waiting for Randy Orton to come out. And we're all waiting for Randy Orton to come out too. All of a sudden, Randy Orton was disguised as a cameraman. He gets in the ring, RKO out of nowhere, and he goes another RKO, as the match began. And then they start fighting outside the ring. And Edge was selling his ass off, probably. He was selling his ass off. That's called storytelling and telling you a dramatic story that if Edge is going to overcome this, if he's going to end up winning at the end, and obviously he did. But I'll get to that later. But they fought all over the performance center. Edge and Orton fought into the gym, the gym area, where Randy Orton basically had Edge tied around his neck and also around his arm with the weights, the weight cords, like that. Now I was as I was watching it, I wasn't thinking at the time when I was watching it, but after watch a couple of reviews from Alex, from Aaron Riff from No DQ, and what pertains to Jason Solomon Monster. From Sound Monster, Jason Solomon from Sound Monster Sounds Off, and a few others too. That I can't recall. Where they said it gave him vibes of what Chris Benoit did to what Chris Benoit did to himself during his final day. And I was not thinking that at the time. I said to myself, oh my god. And then all of a sudden, and now it started ringing a bell. It started ringing a bell for me from there. I'm like, I was like, I didn't think about that. Like, I can't believe people thought about that. Like, oh man, I seriously didn't want to think about that. But at the same time, this was a taped match. Why WWE feel like that was okay to air that? After we all I'm pretty sure all watched the Dark Side of the Ring with the whole thing with Chris Benoit. but with the reenactments of Chris Benoit, hanging himself, with the weights around his neck, the weight cord around his neck. Why do we didn't edit that part out? Because again, this was a tape WrestleMania. You told me they couldn't edit that part out, and now fans are all offended because of that spot, because of the whole Chris Benoit thing. Not a smart move there, WWE. Not a smart move there. Especially with Edge, with his neck problems too. Not so well. Not so much. Gino, they should have. I mean, they should re-air the Last Man Standing match, but have Morrow on commentary. Yeah, they could have done that, but they didn't, unfortunately. Central Man on commentary. I mean, on the commentary. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. But anyways, continue on. So they continue on fighting. They're trying to use weights to hurt each other with one another. They fought into the ringside area, and they end up going backstage again. They fought into on top of the production truck. Edge went for a spear. He goes for another spear, went for again an RKO. And Randy Orton went for two steel chairs. Excuse me. He was going to go for the concerto. And all of a sudden, Edge gets him into a super, like a super that Jake Hager does on AEW, and also Dexter Lumer from NXT. That type of super hold that Randy Orton did. I mean that Edge did to Randy Orton. Excuse me. And then Randy Orton's passing out. Edge gets the steel chairs. He's going to do a concerto, and he's crying. He feel like, because he's telling the story here, like he doesn't want to do this because Randy Orton, that's they've been through everything together. Coming when it comes to them being enemies, being partners. They've been through it all, man. Even outside of wrestling, pertains to Edge's family and Randy Orton's family. Having a field day in the way. Having a family reunion, whatever, something like that. Edge and Randy Orton are like family. They're family. They are family. And Edge did not want. Edge was telling the story here. He was crying. He didn't want to do this, but at the same time, Edge is the rated R superstar, and he's all about violence. The more violent, the better. So Edge, he decided to go for the concerto to Randy Orton, and that was it for Randy Orton. He didn't answer the count of 10, and Edge was the last man standing to win the last man standing match. They were drenched in sweat, especially Edge. I enjoyed the match for what it was. The match, it is what it was. It was a last man standing match. It wasn't really a match at all. It was all about being, who's going to be the last man standing, with weapons involved and everything else that they did with his to their credit minds to do whatever they did backstage. I don't agree with the weight cord based on what people said after it was all over. But yeah, so I had no problem with the match, except for one part. It was way too long. If they would cut like about 15 to 10 minutes out of it, it would have been fine. Because this match is very polarizing to everyone that watched it. Some people hate it, some people loved it. So, and on top of that, it was a taped wrestling match, a taped last man standing match, I should say. You told me WWE couldn't have had cut 15 to 10 minutes off of it. With the much time that they give to Edge and Randy Orton, they should give them more time for Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, which I'll get to that later. But yeah, but anyway, Edge won the match. I enjoyed the match for what it was, despite how long it was. Edge, it's great to see him back, and Edge, I never seen him look better. And the right guy won. He did. He got his redemption back. He got his revenge back. He got his redemption. He got his revenge. He got his payback. And now we see what Edge is going to do moving forward. Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, the Raw Tag Team Champions of the WWE, defeat Angel Garza and Austin Theory, being accompanied by Selena Vega. Selena Vega's entrance, by the way. She was wearing like a shoulder pad of gold. I'm pretty sure she got a lot of that influence from Triple H. And also, she's wearing a crown. It reminds me of the crown that Aaliyah wear from Queen of the Dam movie. Queen of the Dam. Of her being a sexy vampire. That's what reminds me of. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. Oh yeah, Central Man. Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton nickname are board on commentary. Oh, board and border. Okay, I get you now. Gino, it seems every WrestleMania match they have a like match that is close to 30 minutes. I know, yeah. Central Man, Street Profits, the PG corny version of Crime Time. Ain't that the truth? And they're also ripoffs, by the way, of Private Party from AEW. So yeah, I knew the Street Profits was going to win. And by the way, why this match happened, I'll tell you why. Originally, the Street Profits was supposed to go up against AOP for the Raw Tag Team titles, but unfortunately, it was either Razor who got injured or Akam, one or two, got injured, and they were taken out. So they needed another idea. And another example too, Rey Mysterio Jr. was supposed to have a match against Andrade Cien Almas for the WWE United States Championship title. Unfortunately, Rey Mysterio Jr. got sick, and he decided to not show up, which was smart, unlike the Miz. So they decided to make a tag team match between Ricky Gay and Cedric Alexander to face Andrade and Angel Garza, where in that match gets to face the Street Profits at WrestleMania for the Raw Tag Team titles. So Angel Garza and Andrade won. Unfortunately, Andrade got hurt during the match, and he has to be replaced. So their plan A to replace Andrade Cien Almas is Austin Theory. And I'm hearing on the commentary. I remember it was on this night at WrestleMania, but I remember hearing on commentary every time on NXT. Oh, Austin Theory, he's the future. He's the future. He's the future this. He's the future that. Hold on a second. He's the future. He's the future this. The future that. Future this. Future this. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. How'd that work out for Rhea Ripley, WWE? Fuck you. I'm supposed to believe that Austin Theory is going to be the future of the WWE after what you did with Rhea Ripley, after we did the Shayna Baszler. Yeah, Austin Theory, the future of the WWE. And there's no shot at Austin Theory. Austin Theory is great. He is a great performer as a wrestler. But I don't trust WWE to ever push this guy. Yes, he may have got a promotion moving up to Raw because of Weapon Andrade, unfortunately. So yeah, Austin Theory's time on NXT is done. Now he's been demoted to the main roster. Now the match itself, it was 6 minutes and 20 seconds. The match itself, It was not anything special. Nothing special about the match at all, whatsoever. And on top of that, I knew the Street Profits wasn't going to lose, because why would they put the belts on Angel Garza and Austin Theory, who've just been paired up as a tag team out of the blue? Made no sense to take the belts off of Street Profits. Street Profits were the right guys to win. But my God, Montez Ford, will someone please shut him the hell up? All he kept saying is, WrestleMania, baby! WrestleMania, baby! WrestleMania, baby! WrestleMania, baby! Oh, like, shut the fuck up already. Jesus Christ, man. He never acted like this on NXT. Man, he's so annoying on the main roster. No wonder why. It's no wonder why I stopped watching too. Well, all the stuff that they do on the main roster, it's no wonder why I stopped watching. Central Man, what the future? Yeah, instead of what the fuck, what the future? Now, I actually know, I know what you meant. You're basically saying, future of what? I don't know. You tell me. I want to know. They told us about the Rhea Ripley. I still want to know. Based on what they did with Rhea Ripley after Charlotte beat her, what is she the future of? Same to Austin Theory. What is he the future of? Of being buried? Street Profits wins. After the match, Angel Garza and Austin Theory attacks the Street Profits. Shane Vega comes in there to be up on Montez Ford. Also, the next future of the WWE Workplace Women's Wrestling, Bianca Belair. She shows up and she comes to the aid of the Street Profits. Bianca Belair and the Street Profits stands tall. And you got to look at the commentators. They didn't even mention anything about Bianca Belair and Montez Ford that they're married. Not until the next night they did, because on the next night on Raw at Mania, WWE decided to do a rematch between the Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory. So what was the point of having this match at WrestleMania if you just go do their match again on Raw? Now, I didn't watch it. I just heard about it. I read about it. Before anyone starts saying, oh, I thought you don't watch anymore. Yeah, I don't watch anymore. There's always to know about these results. So shut up. But yeah, Bianca Belair, she's there. She's the EST of Raw. And also she said, I go here now. Remember the whole thing with Charlotte Flair? Yeah, you don't even go here. Well, guess what? Charlotte Flair, she goes there now. And now you're on Raw. While Charlotte Flair is getting everything handed to her, Bianca Belair is going to be, it's not going to get the proper the booking. She's not going to get the proper push like Charlotte Flair is, because it's not about Bianca Belair and club with Bianca Belair getting over on main roster. Because here's the thing, she's going to be like an Ember Moon, maybe a good wrestler, but at the end of the day, she's black. And Vince McMahon does not like to push black people. How you think Sasha Banks hasn't been hasn't been successful? Yeah, she may have been a women's champion, but how long has she held to the title? Not that long. Because this man doesn't like her. This man's cup of tea is not someone like a Sasha Banks, a Bianca Belair, an Ember Moon, not even a Shayna Baszler, who's old school, who does old school wrestling stuff. Shayna Baszler, which is why I'm a fan of Shayna Baszler. If this man couldn't even go with that, I think the Street Profits are more of a Private Party ripoff than the Crown Time ripoff. Well, people are saying, they're both, because based on what they did on NXT when they first put them up, that was a ripoff of Crown Time. Based on how they did it. Now, obviously, they're not robbing anyone. They're not committing any crimes. But yeah, some people thought that was a comparison there of what we're saying to that. But yeah, but it's a combination of both. They're a ripoff of Private Party and Crown Time. But anyways, so yeah, well, what does match accomplish at the end of the day? Absolutely nothing, because they did the match again on the next night. Why even have the Raw Tag Team match? Why even have the Raw Tag Team Championship match on WrestleMania? I understand the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match being on WrestleMania. This one, I don't understand why this was on WrestleMania at all. In fact, they could, with the much time that this was wasted, they could add those minutes to McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. Next match. Bayley defends her WWE SmackDown Women's Championship against Lacey Evans, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Tamina in the fatal 5-way match for, again, the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. It lasted 19 minutes and 20 seconds. Originally, it was supposed to be Dana Brooke in the match, but unfortunately, Dana Brooke was sick and she decided not to show up. Unlike The Miz, I gotta keep throwing his name in there, by the way, because how the hell The Miz is going to show up knowing that he's sick? Meanwhile, Rey Mysterio Jr. and Dana Brooke decided to not show up because they knew they were sick. But The Miz shows up feeling sick, and which is why Roman Reigns decided to back out. Yeah, Miz, not a smart move there. I bet you regret signing that contract now, huh? Dumbass. Anyways, but yeah, it was supposed to be a 6-pack challenge match, but unfortunately, Dana Brooke wasn't in it. But let's be honest, the same we really didn't even care. So yeah, Dana Brooke didn't show, and no one cared. Anyways, by the way, before I move on, I gotta mention this too. Why did Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley happen? Because Rusev, he's in negotiation with WWE, what represents the whole contract, dispute. So originally it was supposed to be Bobby Lashley versus Rusev, continuing that feud. And I guarantee you, Liv Morgan would have been involved in it too. But thank God Rusev wasn't part of it. My guess, he probably didn't want to show up anyways because the whole coronavirus situation. So, anyways, so yeah, back to the SmackDown match for the women's. I thought this was good. This was the best match. Tamina did a good job. All of them did a good job. I'll say that. Bayley did a good job. Lacey Evans did a good job. Naomi did a good job. Sasha Banks did a good job. Tamina Snuka did a good job. I'll say that. It was a good job. All 5 of them did a good job. Would Dana Brooke would have done a good job too? I don't know. It depends. If she wasn't feeling sick at the time, would she have done a better job in it too? I don't know. It depends. But at the same time, this is an elimination match, so they probably would have eliminated her first. But then again, you had Bayley, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Sasha Banks went to Tamina because Tamina's supposed to be a big threat, even though she hasn't been on TV that much, anyways. But anyways, so I love what they did here. Which is to got to Tamina, and Tamina fights them all off. Tamina took them all out. At one point, they all took out Tamina, and they had Lacey Evans go after Bayley, Naomi went after Sasha Banks. And at one point, yeah, basically, because Lacey Evans and Naomi as a team up together against Sasha Banks and Bayley. And by the way, apparently Bayley and Sasha Banks the new tag team names are the role models because since Bayley's not about hugging anymore, Bayley is basically being a heel persona in a way, which I already knew about that by the way, but still basically Bayley and Sasha Banks are no longer the boss and hug connection. Now they call it the role models. Why are they role models? What are they role models of? I don't know. Central Man. Really digging for Bayley. Oh yeah, definitely. And then we get to Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks are reuniting of Team Bad, Beautiful, and Dangerous. So they did the fist bump, like the Shield. First Tamina did it first, and then Sasha Banks, and then Naomi, and all together they said Unity. But let me try that again. They said Unity. That's the thing, by the way. That was a catch. That was their catchphrase when they were Team Bad. Unity. And then they also they start betraying each other. So yeah, it was a good moment there. It was a good reunion of Team Bad. And I enjoyed that part because I was a big fan of Team Bad. Fortunately, I never bought the merchandise of Team Bad. I wanted to, but I never did. I guess I had the money at the time, but at the same time, it was right over. Anyways, during that time. So, but yeah, Team Bad was the best thing going on. When it pertains to when they started the whole over pushing and trying to over overrate the AW. I mean the Women's Revolution. I meant to say, excuse me, not Diva. Well, at the time it was Divas Revolution, not AW, by the way. AW was around yet. So I wish it was though. But I digress. Anyways, order of elimination. Tamina eliminated by Bailey after a flying elbow drop, and then Sasha Banks from the second row, the prop splash, paying homage to Eddie Guerrero, Viva la Raza. Hola Leons. Then Lacey Evans with her moonsault, and then with Naomi's split leg moonsault, and then Bailey, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Sasha Banks all pinned Tamina Snuka to eliminate her in 6 minutes and 35 seconds. And all I gotta say is for Tamina, great job, Tamina. You did a great job in the match. I thought you was gonna be a flop, but you wasn't. You did. She had a good performance in the match, and I appreciate that. And then we continue with the rest of the match with Naomi, Sasha Banks, Bailey, and Lacey Evans. Naomi ends up being eliminated by Sasha Banks with a bank statement in 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Then it was just between Sasha Banks and Bailey, the role models, versus Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans was getting her ass kicked, obviously, because it's a 2-on-1 situation. She ends up, fighting back a little bit, but sometimes it wasn't working. All of a sudden, Bailey went for a running knee, but unfortunately, she hit Sasha Banks because Lacey Evans out of the way. So basically, it was a miscommunication there. And then Sasha Banks got pissed off, got in the ring, and had words with Bailey. And Bailey's like, I'm sorry, it was an accident and everything, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, Lacey Evans coming after Sasha Banks, but also Bailey pushes on Sasha Banks out of the way, and Bailey gets taken down. And then Lacey Evans goes for the woman's right to Sasha Banks, goes for the cover, and eliminates Sasha Banks in 30 minutes and 25 in 30 minutes and 25 seconds. Sasha Banks gets eliminated. And Bailey sat there and did absolutely nothing to stop that pinfall, to stop the elimination. She could have easily stopped it, but she didn't. She basically pulled a Triple H from WrestleMania. I mean, not from WrestleMania, from New Year's Revolution back in 2005 in the Elimination Chamber match. Batista got RKO'd by Randy Orton. He goes to pin Batista. Triple H was going to go stop it, but Triple H decided to not stop it and allow Batista to get eliminated by Randy Orton from the match. That's basically what they did there with Bailey, with Sasha Banks, and Lacey Evans. Bailey saw the pin. She could have stopped it, but she didn't. She allowed the pin, and it was now between Lacey Evans and Bailey. And we get Bailey and Lacey Evans wrestling. And I'm saying to myself, this was good. Everything they did from beginning to Bailey and Lacey Evans, it was good. This match between Bailey and Lacey Evans from the end of after the 3 other women from the match. This was a better match that they had from Royal Rumble, to be honest with you. So basically, Lacey Evans going for let's go for the women's right. All of a sudden, Sasha Banks comes out and attacks Lacey Evans, and Bailey goes for the pin by doing a move. I'm trying to remember what move she did. By the way, let me try to see what move she did. Yeah, I don't know what move she did. But basically, she took down Lacey Evans and go for the pin and won the match. And still, despite the women's champion of the WWE. Sasha Banks gets the belt, gives it to Bailey, and that was it. By the way, too, it also I gotta go back to this again. New Year's Revolution of 2005. Batista was involved also of causing Randy Orton the match at to Triple H to win the match against Randy Orton on that Elimination Chamber match. I think it happened like that. I can't remember if it was, but I do recall Batista helping Triple H winning that Elimination Chamber match to be world champion. And I think it was become the new world champion because I think at the time it was unified at the time. Yeah, it actually was. Yeah, it was unified at the time. So it was become a new world champion. So that was that match. And I thought the match was good. Best match on the show there. Other than Edge versus Randy Orton and Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, I thought the women's tag title match was good too. Now here we go. We get to this. The Firefly Funhouse match. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. In 13 minutes, the match lasted. John Cena comes out first at the obviously on the stage. All of a sudden we go to we're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that will never ever end. Yowie wowie. Now, hold on a minute, folks. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. Before I do, Central Man, I gave Bailey a nickname, the modern day. The modern day Cleopatra. Yeah, I know what you mean. I saw pictures of it too, by the way, at the time. So now, before I move on, folks, let me just do this. I'll be right back. I'm gonna have someone else to do this for me.
Hey, what's up, Chicken Felix? It's your pal, Humpty Yay! Let's go to the match, shall we? So, the match started with Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse with Abby the Witch by the window. So, Bray Wyatt introduces John Cena into the Firefly Funhouse, where I was there. And I said to John Cena, hey, John Cena, dude, you went that way into the door. But beware, if you go to that door, I'm telling you, there's no turning back. I'm scared. I'm scared for John Cena. He's one of my biggest wrestling fans of all time. Yay! So, as he enters to the door, all of a sudden, Bray Wyatt in the middle of the ring, calling out someone to face him. And out comes John Cena when he made his debut back in 2002 with the SmackDown Fist. And all of a sudden, he's back in his wrestling tights and that ridiculous haircut. But yeah, I was saying, gets in the ring, and Bray Wyatt, he's basically portraying as Kurt Angle. And all of a sudden, he's questioning John Cena. What makes him think he can go one-on-one against him? And what he could go up against the best, And then he says ruthless aggression. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this part. He was confronted by the boss, Vince McMahon, with the Hornets. And basically told John Cena he wants to see that ruthless aggression, or else he's fired. So then that's when we got to the part where Bray Wyatt and John Cena. Well, not really calling out John Cena, basically calling out anyone that will challenge to a match. So also we see Macho Mercy. Basically, it's Mercy the Buzzer, but he's basically portraying as Macho Man Randy Savage. Why he's with Mr. McMahon on commentary. So John Cena trying to slap Bray Wyatt with his ruthless aggression slap. But he kept missing and missing and missing and missing. And then all of a sudden we transport to SmackDown again. This time, John Cena was the doctor of thugonomics. And then he starts rapping to Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt made a comeback after that. Not in a rapping style, but then John Cena responded back to him by saying, choke on these nuts or whatever. I don't remember how he said it, but it doesn't matter. What matters is what about the these nuts back? So all of a sudden, we go somewhere else. We go to Saturday night's main event where we see Muscle Man Bray, portraying as what's his promo, acting like Hulk Hogan, and he's buffed and everything. You know, he's doing the Muscle Man dance and everything, and all of a sudden we get John Cena showing up, and they were basically doing a promo with the blue bar steel cage. One of my favorite steel cages, just back in the days of the 80s and 90s of World Wrestling Entertainment. So then, John Cena is lifting up the weights, the dumbbells, but also he can't do it anymore. And he tried to train as Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt knew he couldn't do it, and he kept laughing at him. John Cena was looking like a goofball, like a dang old fool. So, all of a sudden, we transport somewhere else now, to WrestleMania 30, where it all began with Bray Wyatt's downfall against John Cena. The night where he should have been about the people. The people wanted Bray Wyatt to win. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. Because at the end of the day, John Cena got the win over Bray Wyatt. And now they want to redo it. They came back to that place. Bray Wyatt ends up being old school Bray Wyatt. With the fedora hat, with the Hawaiian shirt. You know, it was old school Bray Wyatt again. Of the Wyatt family. Yay! So then, he told John Cena to finish the job, to do what you didn't do at WrestleMania, him with the steel chair. So John Cena was going to do it, but fortunately, Bray Wyatt got out of the way. He never touched him with the steel chair. He attempted him in the steel chair, but he never did. Bray Wyatt outsmarted him. All of a sudden, we go to the NWO Monday Nitro Arena. Bray Wyatt coming out just like Eric Bischoff with the leather jacket, wearing the NWO Wolfpack T-shirt. Yay! And then all of a sudden, John Cena comes out with Bray Wyatt as John Cena comes out with the NWO T-shirt, NWO cap, and came out with the NWO World Heavyweight Championship belt, the NWO spray paint and all and everything, basically being Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which will never be Hulk Hogan in a million years, not even Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So that was dumb. But then, all of a sudden, he's supposed after Bray Wyatt, he tackles him, he starts doing a series of punches, but all of a sudden, it wasn't Bray Wyatt. It was Huskus, the pig boy. And then finally, the Fiend. Oh my God, he scares Jesus me every time I see him in my presence. I'm scared. But the Fiend, he gives John Cena the Sister Abigail, and then the Mammal Club. And then we saw normal Bray Wyatt. You know, Mr. Rogers' version. My favorite Bray Wyatt. My favorite friend. He was the referee. 1, 2, 3. Your winner. Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. And that was it. That was the Firefly Funhouse. And I thought it was good. I thought it was great. Yay! So there you go, dudes and duets. And now, let's go back to the Natural Born Thriller. Yay! So this is your old pal, Rambling Rabbit. Yay! Uh-oh, I'm out of here. And there you go, folks. That was Firefly Funhouse. Now, let me say this. I thought the Boneyard match was better. And as far as the Firefly Funhouse, I enjoyed it. It had a lot of creativity in it, so I'll give him props for that. However, it's John Cena. His acting was terrible. He was terrible. Just seeing that John Cena with him, coming out with his old tights, which by the way, that was the John Cena I was a fan of. And then he came Dr. Thuganomics. I'm like saying myself, no, I hate that gimmick. I never liked that gimmick. It shows once again how much of a fraud, a phony that John Cena is. And then the whole thing with the Saturday Night's main event thing, where him behind the blue bar steel cage, lifting up the weights and everything. I was saying to myself, oh my God, he's irritating me with his acting. He's terrible. How the hell he got into Hollywood? It's beyond me. And then the whole thing with the NWO, that pissed me off because not even when it pertains to Hollywood Hulk Hogan, John Cena will never be the popularity or the bringing in the viewers like Hulk Hogan did. When it pertains to Hulkamania of the 80s and Hollywood Hulk Hogan of the 90s. Not even he's not even compared to Hollywood Hulk Hogan represents to red and yellow, and when he returned to the WWE in 2002. And I suppose this whole thing with John Cena losing to Bray Wyatt after all the years that John Cena has buried other people before Bray Wyatt, even after Bray Wyatt, that's supposed to make things up for me to oh yeah, I should continue to watch WWE. No, that will never erase the stench of what John Cena did of burying all the talents that was buried to him before Bray Wyatt and after Bray Wyatt. So the Fiend wins. Great. But what does it mean at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, he lost to Goldberg. He lost the Universal title. And it doesn't make sense that the Fiend had to lose to Goldberg just for Goldberg to go to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns, only for Roman Reigns to back off, where they end up replacing him with Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman beats Goldberg. And then we get to night 2, where Bray Wyatt, as the Fiend, defeats John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse. Just for what? For what? Like, what the fuck? At this point, what does it matter at this point? Bray Wyatt lost to Goldberg. You think it would? Do you think it would have made more sense for Goldberg to actually retain his Universal title, and then Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, to beat John Cena, and then and then later on he could challenge Goldberg to get the belt back? It doesn't matter at this point. Goldberg lost the belt. There's no going back for that. So what we're supposed to expecting moving forward? Bray Wyatt, is he going to be taken seriously now? Why was he taken seriously when we're saying this whole thing with the Firefly Funhouse and the whole thing with the Fiend and everything else that's going on with him being the most selling merch on with him selling on a lot of merch when it comes to the Firefly Funhouse stuff and the Fiend stuff? What's the point? Is there any point? No. So anyways, that's that. I thought the Firefly Funhouse was very creative and everything, but I prefer the Boneyard match better than the Firefly Funhouse. And at the end of the day, Bray Wyatt, yeah, he may have won, but at the same time, Goldberg lost the belt. If Bray Wyatt was meant to get revenge to Goldberg as the Fiend, then Goldberg should have retained. He should have kept the belt. And then later on, you could have done Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, versus Goldberg again. This time with Bray Wyatt going over.
to get the belt back to say that he's finally got his life back because after what John Cena did to him back at WrestleMania 30. I'm just done. And at the end of the day, who cares? Main event time. Drew McIntyre defeats Brock Lesnar to become the WWE champion in 4 minutes and 35 seconds with Paul Heyman at ringside for Brock Lesnar. All this match was Claymore kick and then suplex City bitch, Brock Lesnar, and then F5 after F5 after F5, and then McIntyre goes for Claymore after Claymore after Claymore after Claymore and gets the win. I'm happy for Drew McIntyre. I'll say that. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he won. But I feel sorry for him because after winning the Rumble, and after everything that's happened with him too, being fired from WWE back in 2014, because obviously it wasn't his fault the way he got buried, but he does blame himself too at the same time. But I don't really blame him. I blame his ex-wife, Taryn Terrell. That's the reason why he got de-pushed. He was the chosen one, and then also went downhill from there. He was joke as 3MB, and he got fired. Then he went to Impact Wrestling. He made a name for himself, and then elsewhere. He came back to WWE and NXT, became NXT champion, came to the main roster, and he's basically they were testing him, to see if he was going to be impatient. And then finally they gave him his big win at WrestleMania. I mean at Royal Rumble, not only by eliminating Brock Lesnar, but by winning the Rumble in general. And for him to go to WrestleMania to get the win at WrestleMania, but unfortunately with no crowds. So I'm happy for Drew McIntyre that he won. I want him to win, because he does deserve this. He's one of my favorites. But my God, man, the whole coronavirus situation ruined it. It ruined everything. It ruined every plans. Gino, wouldn't be surprised if they have Braun Strowman drop the title right to the Fiend and Strowman has a short run. Yeah, like he did with the Intercontinental title and the tag team titles. Zing! Just saying. Anyways, but yeah, I'm happy for Drew McIntyre. He won the match, but the match sucked. I'm just going after this. The match sucked. But I'll say this: it was better than Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. Because at least I got the right guy winning on night 2 here, unlike night 1. Where during the time on night 1 where I wanted Goldberg to win, he doesn't. Meanwhile, we get to night 2, we get Drew McIntyre winning here, which we all wanted that anyways. But that's why I thought this was better. So, and maybe mention this. Also, after WrestleMania went off the air, they did a dark match here. Drew McIntyre defended his WWE Championship against the Big Show. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it was trying to plug, or maybe film season 2 of the Big show in maybe later when on Netflix. I don't know. But that's 6 minutes and 55 seconds, and Drew McIntyre win. Hey, it was a better match than Brock Lesnar and McIntyre. McIntyre and Big Show was a better match than McIntyre and Lesnar. Just like McIntyre and Big Show was a better match than Goldberg and Strowman. Because at least in this match, they did more. And on top of that, it was on Raw, and I saw it on YouTube. So basically, the real main event match that in the air was Drew McIntyre and Big Show. It's all about the future, right? No, it's not. Well, I can't say Drew McIntyre is the future because Drew McIntyre. But let's say this: Drew McIntyre, he's too young. So yeah, I will consider him the future. But Big Show, that's your first opponent for Drew McIntyre. Someone from the past. Yeah, what normal WWE is selling right now with the audience that they're trying to get, and for them and what they're trying to keep stay. Idiots. But that was night 2 of WrestleMania 33. I mean WrestleMania 36. Excuse me. Now I give this overall show rating 7.5 out of 10. Night 1 was better. Night 2, it's whatever. It was whatever. A few matches were good, but it was just whatever. Now let me get to my highlights of night 2 of WrestleMania 36. Swerve in the night, Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere, with him being disguised as a cameraman. I thought that was a nice swerve there. You couldn't see that coming. Swerve in the night, Bianca Belair, debuting, on the main roster. Promo of the night, Bayley, on that promo that she did backstage. So yeah, and I think she's showing one that's the promo too. Real promo of the night, WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. Moment of the night, Otis and Mandy Rose. Basically, Otis he finally gets the girl. Entrance of the night, Aleister Black with his hoodie, horned double type of entrance, which I love. Move of the night, Lacey Evans moonsault. Finish of the night, Aleister Black's black mask. Performance of the night, Angel Garza. Show steal of the night, the SmackDown Women's the SmackDown Women's championship match, that fatal 5-way one. Elimination rules. Brutal match of the night, Last Man Standing. Creative match of the night, Firefly Funhouse. And match of the night was NXT Women's Championship. Despite Charlotte winning, that match was still good. And there you go. Gino. Brock Lesnar can pull off a good match, but he just can't. He just don't care anymore. Yeah, I know. At the same time, he is getting older though. So now, let me get to my overall highlights, and then I'll give my overall ratings for WrestleMania 36, and let you know other things too. Things to it as well. So here we go. Swerve of the night, Randy Orton, RKO out of nowhere from night 2. Shock of the night, Bray Wyatt beats John Cena from night 2. Promo of the night, Paul Heyman from night 1. Video promo of the night, Last Man Standing from night 2. Moment of the night, Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship for night 2. If I'm becoming the champion. Entrance of the night, Kabuki Warriors from night 1. Move of the night, Kevin Owens diving the diving leap of faith elbow drop onto Seth Rollins onto the broadcast table of the WrestleMania sign from night 1. Performance of the night, Edge from night 2. Show steal of the night, the SmackDown Women's Championship fatal 5-way elimination match for night 2. Brutal match of the night, Last Man Standing from night 2. Creative match of the night, the Boneyard match from night 1. And finally, match of the night, Raw Women's Championship from night 1. And my overall show rating for WWE WrestleMania 36, 2 nights from April 4th and April 5th of 2020. I'm going to go with an 8 out of 10. So it was better than I thought. But is this one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time? No. Unfortunately, the crowd, with no crowds there, that really hurt it. So that's why. It could be better if there was crowds there. But as far as WWE doing this WrestleMania 2 nights thing, because they had no choice to do it because of the whole coronavirus situation, in my opinion, I think they should do this again. To try to do this 2 nights of WrestleMania one more time for next year's WrestleMania. When everything gets back to normal. Yes. I'm gonna give them one more chance to try again for next year's WrestleMania. Hopefully they'll pull it off. I wasn't expecting them to do 2 nights, but they did it, and I thought they did a great job with returns to the way they did it. But especially with they couldn't that's not a lot they couldn't do, obviously, but to me it didn't feel like a WrestleMania, and which is why Vince McMahon, he should have just postponed it. He didn't want to do it, and he reaped what he sowed. And unfortunately, it hurt WrestleMania 36 of 2020. So, with that being said, I'm done. Thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. But this was your WWE WrestleMania 36 review. Yeah. And basically, yeah, shows from April 4th to 5th of 2020. Too big for just one night. So, there you go. Before I go, folks, I want to end it on a high note. Now, despite my ranting and everything, in a way, I still enjoy WrestleMania. But before I go, just want to leave it on a high note where it tends to this WrestleMania review. So here we go. So yeah, before I go, you all stay well, stay in peace, stay protected since this whole coronavirus situation. Stay well, stay safe, stay in peace. Even though I already said that already. But yeah, you all take care. I'm out. Ta-ta for now. For it was WrestleMania.